are live.
Hello and welcome. We're the Untold Stories Project, and thank you for joining us for episode 3 of our Cthulhu Echoes and the Threshold game. This is a limited series that's using the Cthulhu Awakens rules, which is powered by the Adventure Game Engine, aka the Age System, for short. The H system uses 3d6. You roll 3 dice, you add your roll D, compare it against a target number, and if you meet or beat the target number, you succeed. If you happen to roll doubles on any of those dice, you trigger stunt points, and we'll kind of go into how stunt points work when they come up during the course of the game. Um, and with that, a couple quick shout outs. First off, to Roll20 for being the engine that we use to run our game, our stream. Most of our players are me in the West Coast, and several players are on the East Coast and across the country. And up in Canada. So this allows us to play remotely and still have fun with my friends. So it's awesome. Next up, there's shout out to Norse Foundry. They support our channel, and by giving us and our fans 10% off of all the cool dice. To go ahead and check out their dice, just go to their website and use the code USP Norse at their store to save 10%. And last and not least, shout out to our friends at Greenland Publishing for making this cool game that we're playing today. Right now, Cthulhu Awakens is on sale for the month of October. Surprise! Both in print, PDF, and on Roll20. It's 20% off with the core rulebook for all on any of those platforms. So no matter how you play, it's spooky for less. And also, this is their last week. We're going to start the last week of their Expanse crowdfunder. So if you like the Expanse and sci-fi, go check it out. It's pretty awesome stuff. I will note that with the housekeeping not done, let's go ahead and dig on in. I will note that while I do try to keep the streams PG-13, this is a Cthulhu Awakens game, which is a horror RPG. So viewer discretion may be advised. For the players, of course, if the game goes in a direction that you're not okay with or feel uncomfortable with, we do have the safety deck, which is a default Roll20 feature on the table. So at any means, you can use it, and no questions asked, and we will pause the scene. And with all the housekeeping out of the way, let's go ahead and jump on into introductions. My name is Jonesy, and I will be the game master. And then these are my amazing players. So players, if you could start by telling the viewers your name, who you'll be playing, and tell us something that you're eyeing, because next episode we'll be leveling up between tonight's episode and next week. So is there something that you're thinking about getting and adding to your character for your level up? And go ahead and start with Calvin tonight.
Okay. Well, hey everybody, I'm Calvin, and in this game I am playing Tara Poole, the aspiring writer with dangerous dreams. Something I've been eyeing. I've been kind of bouncing around a lot of things, but I feel like the most interesting thing I had in my mind at the moment, I meant to run this by Brian, but I feel like Tara and Tobias are bonding a bit. At least ever since they shared numbers with each other and have been secretly texting each other while doing important investigation stuff. Um, so I was kind of leaning into that because I feel like there's something that could happen between those characters. Some sort of, I don't know what sort of relationship could develop there. But I think there could be something there. As well, Tara is good at investigating and knowing things, and I feel like that's something Tobias might want to use in the future for whatever reason. And with that answer, I will pass it over to Deuce.
La 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 la. Don't be shy. No, wait, that's not right. Hey everybody, I'm the Deuce. I am the Hot Pockets to Kevin's Ramen of student food of the Untold Stories Project. I'm playing Nicholas England, our aspiring photographer, who is figuring out that the world he sees might be more real than he wants to believe and is terrified of it, but that's okay. He has peppermint. Um, there's a lot of interesting things, but I think the weirdness going on and him now being far enough away that he's willing to kind of see what he can actually do. Might be curious to see if he can expand his particular brand of weird awareness beyond just what he's currently done, and maybe see a bit more of the world than he knew. Uh, or in game terms, ESP is a cool thing. Let's see if we can make that work and have it completely backfire and ruin our brain. Cthulhu, right? So yeah, with that, down to Brian.
Hey everybody, my name is Brian. I'm playing Tobias Crane, a kid who moved here, trying to find out why his mother disappeared, and he's quickly finding out that half measures aren't going to work, and he needs to dive in with both feet, no matter the consequences. And he is probably gonna read some stuff he shouldn't read and practice some stuff he shouldn't do, just to fully understand. You gotta immerse yourself in the culture to understand the culture.
Academia,
Jones,
yeah.
read the books. Read the books. Awesome. So cool. With that, our game is set in 2024. Is the fall, and our players are all playing young heroes and would be heroes, and also students at Armitage Preparatory Academy. This is our illustrious crew of freshmen. Um, I've actually tapped one of them into volunteering to give a recap so far. Our story so far. So with that, I'll turn it to them to give a story so far.
Okay. Well, we started off way back in the beginning of this story with a student going missing, a Betsy Knox. And because we are curious, nosy, and apparently like to break the rules, we decided to investigate. Previously, we all had some strange and perhaps prophetic dreams, or maybe something else that seemed to relate to this investigation, as we saw parts of the campus itself, or just, I don't know, Dee had a real bad time in a certain soccer game, being 5 points behind, which is really rough. But otherwise, we had dreams that seemed to be potentially related to this investigation. So we got together, we made some notes, we didn't pay attention in history class, and then we proceeded to investigate from there, as well as having some conversations and developing relationships between the characters. We checked out the library to find that there were several missing books. Some seemed to be related to the notes and numbers that we had found previously. We also checked out the theater, finding some language written there that was both, that we got some pictures of for later reference. And we also checked out the computer lab, or what used to be the computer lab, where we were visited by a sudden, we don't really know, because Dee was the only person who saw this. We don't know that there was someone who was watching us. But we did see some writing appear on a whiteboard, sort of as in almost like a fogged up mirror, the words "help me," and a series of numbers and letters. And then an unearthly whale, which I think set most of us on edge. And then from there we stopped by the library again, picked up a book that was related to those numbers and letters that we found. It appeared to be part of the Dewey Decimal System. And then somehow managed to get to sleep after that.
And that's where we find our players. It's a couple days after their last outing. D is currently with the rest of the soccer team, and they are away. And they've gone up to Arkham to a game up in Arkham. So let's see how that plays out when D comes back. But with that, you're going to have a few days of downtime before we kick off tonight. So is there anything that you'd like to try to dig into or accomplish during that downtime? Other than getting caught up on homework.
So we did find this iconography on the stage, on the theater itself, sort of in the same position as where, like, Nicholas is basically following the same path that he went through in his own dream that took place in the theater. But I don't think, because we picked up the book to do research with, the one that the text on the wall said we should read. But I don't think that research got completed yet. I mean, a lot of it was that there was a bunch of missing books, but at the very least, Tara will be reading cover to cover the Hypnotic Investigation of Dreams and seeing if it can help translate some of those icons as well.
Okay. Will you go ahead and make me a perception investigation test?
Yeah, investigation was the other thing that I wanted to get. Oh, but I did get a total of 12 with 4 stun points.
Ooh.
Awesome. So with the 4 stunts, it says you did succeed on the test, and you do have 4 stun points. You can use those stunts if this would be considered part of like an exploration scene. So if there's or an investigation scene. So if there's something specific investigation set you'd like to have, by all means. If not, there's one I can recommend.
Yeah, just looking at the list now. I'm not too worried about covering my tracks because I'm just reading a library book, and I feel like if there's something following us, it already knows. Which one would you recommend?
There's like the extra information.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Let's go with that. I don't know. I always feel like I should spend all the stunt points when I get them. But that's probably more useful right now.
Well, I mean, with the stun points, since you have 4, you don't have to get a 4-point stun. It can be a 2 and a 1. You can get multiple stunts if there's something else that you want. That's still within your price range.
Could I spend 1 point on wariness then, just in case I do end up delving into something I shouldn't delve into?
Yeah, by all means. Yes, totally. Awesome.
Be careful, fish.
Okay, I'll just make a note in my notes. But yeah, I will spend 3 points on extra information.
Awesome. So as you're digging through, one thing you could note is that someone had been writing in the book, and someone had tried to erase some of the writing. There's just enough indentions here and there, and faint lead marks from the pencils to tell that someone's had been writing in the book. And with the extra information, I'm going to say that you can put some stuff together based on little bits that you can parse out, like the margins and stuff where they were scribbling notes. And one of the things that they reference is the word gatewatch.
Gatewatch? All like as one word?
Yeah.
Mm.
And silver key. And you can also see the term lantern.
Gatewatch, silver key, and lantern.
And then you see what seems to be a doodle of a bunch of stars in a circular pattern. Clustered around, we're basically making a ring of stars in a circular ring. And in the center, there's the initials SW.
Spooky.
SW. Looking back at the names we know.
And it looks like someone was doing some math in the book. And so it looks like someone had taken 1080 and was trying to subtract something from it, but you can't quite make out the second part without trying to subtract from it. Looks like me, let's try it with a 1. And something else, can you please roll me 1d6?
1d6. 6.
Awesome. So, for tonight's recap, I'm actually going to give you a bonus of six fortune points. So that will put you over your normal max, but and so if you ever drop below, once you drop below it, it's only go back to the max. But for now, you get extra. I'm going to give you extra floating points because you did the recap tonight. So thank you.
I think I'm gonna need those because I did spend quite a bit before.
Now remember, it's been a couple days downtime, so you have rested, so you will have been back. You will have gotten the fortune points back.
Oh yeah, but I'm probably gonna spend more. So
Okay.
that won't be the plan.
No
Thank
worries.
God. Let me go back up.
So yeah, you have recovered your fortune points. You heal those like fortune works very similar to health in the sense that as you heal and rest, you would have regained them. So that's what you were doing for the last couple of days during downtime. You guys had obviously still been going to class and stuff like that. Was there anything that you wanted to accomplish during that couple of days, Tobias?
These acronyms are bugging the hell out of me, so I'm just gonna ask every teacher at every class if any of these ring a bell. Not the abbreviations like the GOE, the MOS, the PAD, the KU4. Just every class, I'm just gonna try a teacher before I leave.
You get a couple of them, but they seem very rather random and not really relevant to what any of the stuff you guys have been digging into.
Ugh. Oh, I should. Oh, that's crap. There's no eraser on this. I forget.
If you just highlight the thing that you clicked on and then hit the delete button, it will delete anything you wrote.
Oh, that's right, because it makes it an object. Okay, there we go.
And I can put us on the Roll20 window so the viewing audience can see our murder board.
Not our murder board.
Murder board.
Let's get that framed so people can see. Might be a bit hard to read from that far out. But I think you can at least make out the Spider-Man drawing.
Oh, we can't do that. That's copyright infringement. We gotta take out that hyphen. Here, I'll fix it. There we go. Don't sue me, Disney.
Spider Plus Man, perfect.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
And what about you, Deuce? Was there anything that you wanted your character to kind of dig into during the next couple days?
So one, I wanted Tobias and Tara to kind of go over the card to see if they can match up the handwriting, to see if it matches what I think it should be. Because I can absolutely pick the wrong numbers, but just kind of get if looked like originally I thought it was the 135 and 913 at MOS all went together. They did, so huzzah, kudos. To see if the other three, or if there's three additional groups, but just let them do that on their own time. I want to spend the time looking through the school's history, see if I can find some of the pictures and some of the very early pictures, even before the school was probably built, before the town was built. Um, See if I can get just history of this place, the geographic location, because it seemed like there was an arch in a forest. So I doubt I'll find pictures of an arch, but maybe I can find some stories from the town's founding that reference it, or just doing a
Okay.
deep dive into the history of the area.
Yeah, awesome. Go for it. Go ahead and make me an intelligence and research check.
It's +3 because I have a bookworm in the library, so 16 and 3 stone points.
Awesome. So, quickly flip over to my Word document. Like that. Digging into the school's history. Armitage Preparatory Academy was founded in the 1880s. It was not always called Armitage Preparatory Academy. And should make sure I pull up all of my detailed notes so I don't want to misspeak, given how it's an investigation scenario. Yeah, so the school was opened in the 1880s. It did not change its name until um, until Professor Armitage took over. Professor Armitage was a former teacher at Miskatonic University, and then after he retired from Miskatonic, he came down here for a couple of years, helped take over the school, and then basically trained his replacement. And then eventually, after his death in the 50s, the school was renamed after him in honor of him. So the founders, the school was basically built on the edge of what's now Kingsport, the city of Kingsport, which at the time was not a city. Located near the current school grounds are, is the founders' home estate. So the next plot of land over is going to be the founders' estate and everything. There's a couple photographs of the family estate, and it's a two-story, very Victorian home, columns in front and the whole bit. Very similar to what is now referred to as the founders building, or the founders dormitory, which was the original school building, which was a big three-story red brick building that dates back all the way to the founding of the school. During the course of your investigation, you do find what appears to be a couple of photographs of the school at its early days. So it's just the school a couple extra smaller buildings, a couple cottages that were no longer on the grounds that were based on the photographs we're seeing. Look like they may have been housing for the teachers. Some of the teachers lived on campus. And you also see what appears to be a chapel, which is no longer on the school grounds. It had been torn down. Was your that was, like I said, back in the 1890s to the 1910s, 1920s? Was there something specific like they were trying to keep an eye out for or anything?
So print off the pictures that I've got, but what I want to focus on is using the Founders Building as a landmark. See if I can kind of narrow in on what used to reside in the area that is now the outdoor auditorium. So if one of the old buildings kind of matches up, or you kind of looking at the Founders Building as kind of that compass point of a landmark, and see if I can maybe find out what was there.
So what was the Founders Building is still what was the original school building is now the Founders Hall.
Mhm.
You're looking for what the what was on the grounds and now the amphitheater?
Mhm.
That was the church.
That seems right. That was.
And the church doesn't have a real big it's not flashy anything. It's a very much a one room building, big double doors in the front, one little steeple. It's only 1 story tall, very plain, not overly ornate.
Yeah, an old clapboard kind of building, not.
Yeah.
See if there's any records of the church, or when they decided to tear it down, or if they did, or if there's anything there just over time was gone and they decided to build an auditorium.
Sure. Yeah. So, and you got 4 stone points, you said, right?
Yes, or 3, I think. I'm sorry. 3. Yep.
Cool. So yeah, with that, yeah, you're able to follow that lead, no problem. It looks like that church was eventually moved in the 50s, the late 50s.
Did they moved it? So they preserved it?
No, it was torn down.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So moved as in demolished.
Yeah, based on that, you're able to backtrack. It looks like it was torn down in 1959, but it looks like there was a fire that gutted the building in 1952, which led to it being not used for several years, and eventually it was determined by the school it was easier to tear it down and just remove it. And also, given that more students of more denominations were starting to attend the school, it felt better the school board felt school directors felt it was better to just have all the school students go to actual chapel off of back in town, basically off campus, if they were so inclined.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good for my time.
So that's what you're as you're digging through there. But it's been a couple days, like I said. That was a couple things we've done a lot over the last couple of days. You do get, like I said, at this point, it's been about a week since the last you guys last ran around. D is going to be out of school for a couple of days. They're going up north, playing a couple nights at Arkham, play a few games, and they'll be back. Unfortunately, it's scheduling that it's during the week. And so it's late on a Thursday when you guys are hanging around. And you're the uh, in class, going through some old photos when you're in the dark room developing some photos. When you notice that one of the pictures that you took as it starts developing, you see the numbers from that card, that the one library card that has the numbers in the back of it that you've been trying to decipher. You see several of those numbers kind of appearing on this print that you're developing, and there seems to be a jaggedy pattern on the bottom of it. Go ahead and make me an intelligence check.
Absolutely. I don't know that 11's going to do it. But would a 13 do it?
A 13 would do it.
So that would be 3 points if I raise the 1 to a 3.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. And then also give me 3 stun points.
Oh, intelligence check. That would give you. You raise the 1 to a 3.
Mhm.
That would give you 6 stun points.
Oh, that's right. It's not the doubles. It's the yep. Yeah, sure. That sounds fun.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say it with 6 points. Some points, you got it. They're not only did you get it, I was gonna be kind of coy and give you like a clue, but you actually 6 points. I mean, actually, yeah. The weird rigidity pattern you were seeing, uh, looks like you're looking. I feel like you close up at a key, the ridges of a key. Um, the key was on the back of the card. There's really a key on the back of the card for one book. So the numbers on that book would actually be the key to solving the ciphering the other numbers.
It could even theoretically be 945. What's that? 1215 GOE?
See.
Sorry, what?
That's
Very good.
I didn't catch what you're thinking out loud was there.
I'm sure like at some point the three of us have met up and talked a bit.
Yeah.
And you've got the 1080 needed a subtraction of a number that started with 1.
Yeah.
Is what one of those were. So if you took the 1080 and subtracted the 135, you'd get 945.
Which would be a valid beginning of a valid book code for your decimal number.
Okay.
And then if
That
you
makes
did the
sense.
same to the 2118, that would make that 1205 as the subcategory, and then the author GOE,
Mm,
if they both follow that same logic.
If you subtract the same thing from both of them,
yeah.
but does such a book exist? To the library.
To the library.
Come out
If
of the
we-
dark room with the my little picture, take the picture of the picture, send it to you two, and go, maybe we need to check something.
We got a group chat. We can figure it out.
So through trial and error, you're trying different number combinations. You find 3 more books that have strange things on the back, like library cards. I'm going to
Go, see.
If you right click on them, you can get an option to flip them over.
Oh, 32.
Well,
It's a map. It's a string of numbers.
What do they mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, Tara is just poring over this. Calvin has an idea of what these numbers could be.
go for it.
I'm just looking at them and thinking if you split them up in sets of 2, they could correspond to letters, but I don't know if they all fit that pattern. So I was just trying to type it out.
Oh, you're fine.
Because you had 17, 21, 12, 02.
It's an odd set of numbers.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, dang. And then you have a 51 in there anyways.
I mean, I think you could also be right when you said a map with the A6, if it's not a cartography map, but section A, granted, column A, row 6. Now, what map? Good question, but that's a maybe.
Which book was that for?
Battleship. Submarine conflict during World War II. I mean, technically battleship.
So with that pattern in mind, that the clue on the back might be a reference to the type of book it's in.
Theory of colors.
I'm willing to go through the book and look for any particular maps.
So if you would like to make me intelligence checks, I will. You might be able to unlock some more clues.
I wouldn't because I've done so well thus far. It's time for the rolls to betray me. Or not. 15
No,
and 5 stump points.
Just roll hot. Just roll hot.
Yep.
I got a total of 6. I got 2 stunt points, but I got a total of 6. So I'm just gonna zoom in so the stream can see more of this board.
I'm not rolling hot. I don't think I've ever rolled hot in my life.
You want the knife? Spend the fortune.
So,
That's okay. I got 2 keen researchers next to me.
you
If
got
we
5 stunt points.
Yeah, 15 and
points?
5 stump points.
Okay, cool. So, So I will tell you for sure that yes, you're 100% right. There's a A6 is as a reference for location. And given that you did research earlier on the school and school history and stuff, the theory of color. If you flip over the card, 032C is a reference, is an actual Cantine color code for color theory. It correlates to the color red, which is basically the red of number. So between those and the fact that you're digging to the old library system, the library used to be color coded with color sections. There was section, this was section red. This was the red section. So we had little red markers and stuff on the top of the paint strip at the top of the section, so you can find your way around the library. And so between that, you basically find out its coordinates to a section of the library that they're trying to get you to get to. As you start digging through the old shelving in the red section of the library, you notice that the shelves are all numbered. B1, B2, B3, B4, A1, A2, A3, A4.
So that red A6. Is that a serial number possibly?
And actually, Calvin had figured it out and just didn't quite get it quite right. So I'm going to give it to you. It translates to letters. Just it's not necessarily always double digits. Which is my bad because I should have screwed up to make it easier than it should have made sure it was decipherable that way. So, which basically translates to the Latin word for three or third. The third floor.
Ooh.
Yeah, I may have overcomplicated this puzzle. So I apologize.
No, I mean, that's how this puzzle should be. So we've got red, we've got 3, and then it was A6 or A6.
So,
Oh, but yep.
So you're on the third floor in the red section of the library, you find shelf A6. Shelf full of a lot of encyclopedias.
Okay, so we got more investigating to do to figure out which specific book here.
Does
We did
anyone-
also just get a follow, by the way, from Devious Hearts.
Woohoo!
Zoom back out on the murder board so we can see the whole thing.
So we have.
Welcome to the brain teaser.
So does someone want to make me a searching check? A perception searching check?
I think Sarah's our best one. Actually has a focus for that, right?
Not for searching, but I do have 3 perception.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned C myself.
Oh wow, we got the same thing.
The exact same thing.
Yeah, total of 8 with 1 stunt point. Oh dang.
Tobias may come through in the clutch.
I've got a 12 and I can see something. Maybe.
Yes, you can. The target number was 11. So as you start rooting around the library and searching over the whole bookshelf, you notice that the boards that hold the bottom shelf can be lifted up, and so you end up pulling a bunch of books off, lifting up the bottom shelf, and underneath of it you find a key.
Oh, baby, we're breaking in.
So you find a classic key, not like an old timey 1800s key, but a 1900s key, as opposed to a key card or something.
Mhm.
And a key ring with a room number of 86 on it. and the building number of 2727. Which you know is one of the admin, but with the address, the building number, one of the admin buildings.
Oh. Guys, I think we're gonna have to make an overnight trip.
Yeah. Is this a silver key, by the way?
Oh,
I'm,
it's shiny. It's silver, metal.
mm,
And
that's one of the three, right?
yeah, Tara will be sure to bring that up as something that someone had written. Someone had written stuff in the book we got on Dreams the other day. Silver key was one of the things. Lantern, which Nicholas, I think you saw a lantern in your dream. And gatewatch, which I have no idea what that means. I'm not sure it's a word. It must be something important. Oh, and there was a doodle of stars and a pattern around the initials SW.
Tobias, intelligence check, please.
We'll see what I got. Bam. 17 with double sixes.
Okay, cool. Given your background and given your character history, this is why I asked for that check. So, you immediately recognize that description
Mhm.
as an old logo that was once used by a group known as the Church of the Story of Wisdom, which is a defunct New Age religion from New England area.
Church of the Starry Mystic.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
That's what it is.
That
Which is what
is
the,
concerning.
which is what the SW stood for.
Oh, okay. Do we know how the cult ended? Or the New Age religion phased out, or is it still a thing?
It is still a thing. There's still there are still some small pockets of followers of the story of wisdom. Most of them are moved out west at this point, but they are still followers of that old New Age enlightenment movement, as they describe themselves.
Oh, that's scary. So the church hid something under their church, and then it was demolished and became the amphitheater or the outdoor theater.
I mean, I don't know if it was their church, but it was a church.
I guess there's a. Oh, go ahead.
That does seem like a pretty likely. At the very least, we should try to investigate more of the theater.
Because the theater was locked, right?
The some of the places behind and like the underneath section, yes, we could get to the stage and the audience section, but yeah, a lot of the other parts were locked.
So do we want to look at both the theater and the admin building tonight?
I don't know if we can do both. If we're going to choose one, we should probably follow this key.
The admin building it is. Jonesy, when's lights out for us?
Lights out is you need to be in the dorm rooms by 9. Lights out is
Gotcha.
most of the students are crashed out before 10. You know? But officially, like they go through and do a last check at 11, but everyone's in the rooms and settle down and lights out for the 11.
So you guys want to shoot for 11:30 then?
So long as Tara doesn't accidentally actually fall asleep.
Easy. Easy, easy. We just all gotta come out here in our jammies so we can lie about whatever we're doing.
Just collective sleepwalking.
Collective sleepwalking.
I was sleepwalking with a giant flashlight and a backpack full of kitty gear.
Of safety equipment.
You gotta be safe if you're sleepwalking.
Yeah. Don't worry. Well, they'll buy that. They buy that all the time.
Have you tried that before?
What? Sleepwalking? No, it's incredibly dangerous. Especially since we're on a multi-floor school.
And I don't want you to fall out of the top bunk.
That's true.
Awesome. So, you are go back to your rooms and prepare for tonight's shenanigans, and try to keep yourself busy and unoccupied, and as you kill time and waiting for the lights out, and eventually the lights out happens, and so
Let's go.
Tobias and Nicholas, you don't have to lie to your roommates about sneaking out. So you're in cahoots together.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sneaking out. I know I'm going to. Oh yeah.
Tara may have some difficulty with her roommate.
Don't worry.
Tara's been super, super quiet, trying really hard to get out of her room. Slide the door quietly shut behind you. Pretty positive you did not wake your roommate.
Okay.
And the three of you are able to group up together outside of the dorm areas. And guess you're heading up to the admin buildings.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
So I am going to ask for one of you to take the point, and by that I mean one of you is going to be making a dexterity stealth check, and the other is going to be following suit. So, who would like to be the brave person making the dexterity stealth check?
Is anybody here dexterous?
Strong dex of 1, baby.
Hey, that's better than 0. Take point.
Oh wow, I have 2.
Oh, okay. Come on, Tara.
Dang. Okay.
I'm not used to sneaking. I just go where I want.
I kind of assumed Tobias said stealth. I don't know why.
I don't have stealth. I have a clipboard and a safety vest.
That makes sense. Total of 11 for stealthiness.
Awesome.
Can I use seeing to help? Like, look out while Tara's focusing on getting us through, keeping a lookout for other people looking around?
Sure. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
16 with no stun points, but 16.
So what I'm going to actually do is going to give her a bonus to that because you did succeed on that test. And the bonus I'm going to give her is based on that stunt die. So you granted a +2 to Tara's test.
Ooh.
So a 13 total.
Yep, awesome. So cool. So with that, you make your way across campus. You make your way to the cluster of admin buildings. Over the years, there's the main admin building, but over the years, secondary and tertiary admin buildings have been added because just as the staff has grown and other reasons. You go into the nondescript, really boring looking office building, and go up to the main doors, and the main door has a keypad to get in. And you enter a numeric code to get into the school, into the admin building.
You want to try 2727?
Boop, 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 boop.
Click, 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 click. It doesn't open.
Hmm. Got. It's just a 10-digit
It's a
keypad.
4-digit. It's a 10-digit pad, and it's not electronic, like, so it doesn't scan badges, but it's a 10-digit numerical pad, and so it takes a 4-digit code to get in.
4 digits. What 4 digits matter to the school? You know what?
It was founded in. Rattle off the. Go through my pictures real quick and rattle off the year.
I will rattle off character knowledge. Can I put that
Yep,
in?
yep.
In the
You put,
1800s.
you put in the date of the 4 years, the 4 digits for the year that the school was founded. It does not open up, but you think you're on the right track. And so with that, then you put in the 4 digits of the year that the school was renamed,
1958.
and then click, it pops open.
Easy peasy.
So as you go inside, it opens to a small little entryway. There's a half flight. It's a split level building, so there's a half flight of stairs going down, which will take you to the first floor, which is technically a sunken level, and then there's a flight of stairs that will go up to the second floor, which is about half flight up.
Can't believe that worked. Now where do we go?
I'm just happy it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4.
Might have been we didn't try it.
That's the admin password that was anyone knows. And so you quickly start searching the building to try and find the room that matches A6. And down on the first floor, on the second, partially sunken level, you see it's basically a bunch of storerooms. It's a bunch of fire safety, heavy store fire doors, and you find the one marked A6. So these are all plain metallic doors that have been painted gray. And pop the key in, right? And you'll click yes, unlocks.
Okay, we don't know what to expect in there, so everybody just stay on your guard.
Swing open the door into a black room. No lights on.
Oh. I'm gonna get the torch out from my backpack. And I will just let the looky-loos look, because you look better than me. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna try to search around the room.
Quickly flash the light around the room and quickly cursory flash. You see what appears to be you can see where the light switches were, where the light switches are. They're fully turned off. You see then you see several boxes, crates, and stuff like that, and dust box and stuff going over a bunch of stuff. It looks like a storage room.
Oh,
Hmm.
I think this is all paperwork.
Do you see any windows in the room, or is it completely sealed off? I mean, I know there's the door that we came through, but
There's some of those little up windows near the ceiling of the room. They do seem to have some sort of film and stuff on them, so that they're a little bit of light coming through, but you can't look through them. It's opaque with so it's frosted and stuff. So light can kind of see through during the day, but
thought being if we flip on the lights, can we block out any light leaking out?
you probably can, given the amount of tarps and cloths and stuff, drop cloths and stuff in the room. You can easily get out. There's like four small, like little 2x4 window, 2x3 windows.
Yeah. So get some of the box or something, some detritus, and block up the windows, and give Tobias the thumbs up for the light switch.
You flip the switch, and the old fluorescent lights slowly come on. And it gives that kind of gross fluorescent light light over the room. There's dust and stuff covering most of the room. And now that as the lights come on, you're looking around, a lot of what you pulled off of it was it's a drop off in light. You see a couple of crates, you see a bookshelf, you see a couple of desks, like not like student classroom desks, but more like teacher desks with drawers and stuff. And as you're looking around, you see what appears to be a board, cork board with a bunch of photos on it.
It's a murder board. No.
Not if our pictures are on it.
And on the immediate glancing at the pictures, it's a bunch of pictures from previous students. It's the 20s and 30s and 40s in life, and nothing newer than the 1980s. And as you're looking around, you see, like I said, books and stuff. A lot of them look really old.
Does everything have dust on it, or does it look relatively used or recently touched?
Nothing like not everything is covered with dust. So as you pull the drop offs off, the drop off covering them, you put them to clean some off of it.
Oh, perfect.
Well, my project is a picture collage of the picture collage, so I'll be there for a little bit while you guys look around.
So on one of the boards, you see what appears to be a 5x7 photo, like black and white photo of what appears to be a teacher from the 60s, 50s, so 50s. And there's a bunch, there's just like dead center, and there's a bunch of stuff like notes and stuff kind of pinned around it and stuff.
So make sure that one is a good picture of that by itself, and that's it. Just start doing sections. Just try and get as clear a picture as possible. But that'll be my project for a little bit.
Is there anything written on the back of this photo? Is it possible to check without pulling it off? Well, I guess maybe if I take the pin out or something.
Yeah, you can take them out and stuff. You can look on the back of it. And here it is. It looks like the original photo that was used, that would have been used for like a yearbook photo.
That doesn't mention the name of this particular professor?
It does not, but there's a couple other notes nearby that have a reference to have a name, but so the names that you see on the board, on that board with her, is Lisette. You see another, these are separate pieces of paper. One says Lisette, one says Bowen, and one says Desire.
Is it
No.
Desire?
Desire. If any of those are her name, that remains to be seen. But those are the three names that are on scraps of paper pinned to that board near that photo.
I don't think there's a reason for us to be too stressed. We can kind of shuffle through some of the documents in the boxes and then just pack up everything else that we want. This is all dusted to hell, so I don't think anybody's been here in a minute.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff, and as you're still taking in the tarps and digging into other things, one of the things you find, as you're looking through the couple of desks and drawers and stuff, one of the things you find is a small wooden crate. It's literally like a little 6-inch deep, 6-inch high, 12-inch long wooden like shipping crate, a little miniaturized shipping crate. addressed to the school. Postage says it cost a whopping 5 cents to mail.
Outrageous for that time.
And the return address is the Church of the Story of Wisdom in Arkham.
Oh.
And it was post dated it was shipped in the 20s, sent to the school in the 20s.
Is it locked?
It's empty. It's currently empty. And
Oh.
you open it up and it's the shipping box, but nothing's actually currently in it. There's some packing like straw and stuff like that, like it was holding something that was possibly fragile or breakable, but the box itself is empty. As you're digging around, you also find a small nickel key, like an actual old school key, with a little tiny paper tag attached to it that says restricted access.
That's a keeper.
You find tons of, like I said, tons of books. You find several of the books that you were looking for earlier, Calvin.
Mhm.
Several of them are stacked on one of the tables. You also find a black leather-bound book that doesn't have any writing on it, but it's embossed with a ring of stars on the cover. The cover has a ring of 13 stars on it.
Oh, gotta love that number 13.
And this is the same as the Starry Wisdom symbol.
It is exactly the same as the Starry Wisdom symbol minus the SW in the center of it. And as you're scrounging around, you're finding lots of references to various things like notes and stuff. And then one of the things you find appears to be a plain brown leather journal, yellow pages, very old, with a bookmark sitting into it. And as you flip to that bookmark, the inside of it appears to be handwritten notes about lucid dreaming and how to reach the threshold. Sitting near that was an old metrodome, timekeeping device, and what appears to be a vintage, well, now would be for you would be a vintage pen light.
When these notes that mention breaching the threshold, as well as some of these missing books, does that lead Tara to any sort of conclusion? Like, would she know what breaching the threshold means when it comes to dreaming?
Give me an intelligence check. And while you're digging through that kind of stack of books, and Kevin, you're taking photos, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, one of the things that you, as you're moving, are you moving tarps and stuff to get photos of stuff that's under tarps?
Yeah, absolutely.
So as you pull one of the tarps back, you see what appears to be a painted circle on the stone floor, the concrete floor. It's a double ring, and inside the ring is a bunch of strange symbols and runes that you don't recognize.
Don't recognize immediately, but do the runes match up to the ones we saw on the amphitheater in Chunk?
Similar-ish. They're not a match, but they similar feel and vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you're looking around, through all this stuff, Tobias, you pull out a series of photographs and stuff. One of the photos you pull out is a photo of the same teens from the 60s that you found earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And you find a journal that refers to the Gatewatch. and the journal talks about a group of students referring themselves as the Gatewatch who took it upon themselves to protect the school from the set.
Oh, great. Great, great, great. The Lisette is an entity.
And as you're flipping through that book, there's other photos of different clusters of students. The one from the 60s, like it's already found. You also find a group of photo of a group of students, 1920s, with that same teacher. Like maybe and as you're flipping through it, you pull out a picture of your mom.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect.
And it was your mom probably as a late teenager, or late teens, early 20s, very much a lady of the 80s.
Yep. It's a lot of hair.
Higher the hair, the closer to God.
Uh, Apparently a god if something snatched her up.
Specifying which one is important.
And as you look at that, a couple of the other photos, in a couple of the other photos, you see some of your mom's friends or acquaintances, depending on how strongly you want to associate them.
Oh, this is all coming back with me. I'm gonna pull out my nice little overnight duffel bag and start just shoveling in all this stuff. So we have it for reference for later.
Could I apply Dreamland's focus to this intelligence roll, looking into what was the specific phrase? Because I just want to make sure that I'm reaching the threshold.
Reaching the threshold. Yes, you totally can.
Feels like a Dreamlands thing. Here we go. Total of 12 with 2 stunt points.
So with that, you're holding in your hot little hands. I'm going to tell you just to be transparent. You're holding in your hot little hands a Eldritch Working, which is an actual ritual that you as a PC can perform. It requires a metrodome and a few other components to do it, but basically it will allow you and a group of you to go into the Dreamlands together. Normally, when you enter the Dreamlands, you can only enter them. You enter them in your dreams yourself, or you can, if you find a portal, you can actually cross the threshold physically. But this will actually let you all go as a group together and actually enter the Dreamlands as a group. So basically, you set the metrodome, shed light on it, perform the ritual, and the group of you will cross the threshold into the Dreamlands as a group.
So yeah, as she is figuring that out, she is very excitedly going to say, "Okay, I think that if we put these components together, you know how we all had weird dreams recently? I mean, this is a bit weird, but I think the Dreamlands themselves are part of this. And I think it's possible that we could enter them together." And Tara is just saying this and not realizing that she didn't explain anything about the Dreamlands previously.
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But if I remember one thing, is that if everything that's happening in our dreams are real enough, somebody might be coming to do a security sweep by this room. Because that's how I got interrupted last time. So do you think you could take us to the Dreamland? We could probably dodge this guy.
You're not supposed to go there physically, but if we all do this ritual and I guess fall asleep at the same time, it'll bring us in there. But then we'll be asleep in here. That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's come into this room besides us. The door's locked. The lights are taped up. We could probably spin it.
One of the other things that you find, Tobias, when you're searching through the drawers and stuff, is a key to the emergency entrance and exit, which is not far from where you guys are at. Your room is at the end of the hall near the back of the first floor, off in the corner.
Oh, so we have a quick way out too.
Based on what you're seeing, it's based on the way the room's laid out. These kids spent a lot of time in this room and hanging out in this room and doing stuff in this room. Like it was, because it's in a building that everyone's forgotten about on the bottom floor, and it just old storerooms.
Oh, so I don't even need to take the stuff with me. We could just come back through the emergency exit and just get in.
Convenient.
Very convenient.
So maybe tomorrow night we can see if we can connect ourselves to the Dreamlands, and maybe that can start explaining some things. It's clear that whoever's involved in this, whatever this is, it's something to do with lucid dreaming. It's something to do with astral projection. I don't know if maybe we should follow them in there, or should we wait for D? I feel like we'll be in danger if we don't have a bit of a stronger backup.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say, maybe make sure you know a way out before we find the way in, because I remember what was in my dream, and I would really rather not be stuck in there with that.
I mean, we should be okay if we're not there with our real physical bodies. I actually have looked into this sort of thing quite a bit.
I don't know. Sonic the Hedgehog said if you die in the game, you die in real life. Worrying.
That's a fair point, but as I recall, Sonic was also very bad at swimming, so I don't know if he's...
He's like, he's not a role model.
Yeah, I don't know if he's great at exploration, per se.
So do we want to go tomorrow night, or do we just want to sleep it through here and take a taste?
I mean, tomorrow's Friday night, so we should have free time Saturday and not have to get up early.
That's true.
And it'll give me a chance to go through these stolen library books, which really seems like the most heinous crime here, other than the possible kidnapping and the definite murders. It's just below those ones.
Jonesy, what were the Gatewatch gates again? It was the 20s, the 60s, and the 80s?
Yes.
That's not good.
And because why not? We're going to ride this train until it blows up on our face. Try and take one last picture from the corner of the room, get a good wide shot, and maybe there's a hint or two about what happened previously I don't know about. Let's find out. Not with that roll.
You gotta turn off your flash.
But it would be... So if I raise the stunt... Or no, I can raise the other one.
So you can raise the 2 to a 3 for 3 points. Or you can raise the 1 to a 2 for 4 points, because it's double if you're trying to raise the stunt die.
Gotcha. Then let's raise the 2 to a 3, which will get me the number I need, and that extra
And
point.
And one stunt point.
We'll put that into price, which I did not need. But that will succeed. And I'm using the good camera, so it'll have to find another time to develop that picture. So feel free to figure out whatever that is whenever we get to that point.
So, was there anything else that you wanted to dig around for in the room tonight at this moment?
It kind of sounds like this is going to be our secret investigating hangout room, so...
You don't want to take the leather book with you to kind of study overnight before we run it live?
That's a fair point, actually. I should research this, because I don't know how to get in there with multiple people, so should probably do some actual reading on this before we do.
Yeah.
Cool. So with that, you do not need to make it a check to decipher the text, because the text is in English, and it was written, in this case, it was written as a user's guide. So it wasn't being he wasn't being cryptic and stuff when he wrote it. So normally decipher, we have to decipher check. So, but with that, you're gonna dig into that book. Was there anything else that you guys want to look around for while you're in the current room before we before we move on to the next? Okay.
Can't really think of anything because we are planning to come back here, other than making sure we cover our our tracks here.
Cool.
Yeah.
So with that, you found the little hidden room, little safe house set up by the Doom, the Doom and Gloom, by the group calling themselves the Gatewatch. And with that, I think this is probably a good time for us to call it a break. Little break. Stretch your legs and get something to drink.
All right. I will switch us over to our break overlay, and we'll be right back. we are live.
Thanks for holding out while we took a quick break and got some refreshments, got some drinks, and all that fun stuff. Um, let's catch on up with our heroes. Earlier in this episode, they were um, just skating and following up on some leads they uncovered previously. Solving the middle of the current riddle of the token of the library cards that they found, and they were able to puzzle out the cryptic message on the back of them, which led them to finding a specific shelf in a specific section of the library, which a key was hidden under. After hours, late at night, being bad students that they are, they snuck around and infiltrated one of the old admin buildings, which appears to be like a storage facility, record retention section of the campus. And inside, they found a old storage room, which had been turned into a makeshift workshop and junk room, which apparently was once used by previous students, referring to themselves as the Gatewatch, where they had gathered a number of occult and tangentially related material, which the group quickly perused and dug through, and then is now up to no good. And we catch up with our heroes having snuck back out of the admin building and returning to the rooms for the evening. Where they're going to a very peaceful, quiet evening amongst their studies. And with that, group of you call it an evening, unless there's something that you're gonna. Unless someone's staying up way too late to read books.
I mean,
Do it.
yeah, Tara is channeling a lot of high school me, so she is going to be falling asleep in class. So yeah, she'll stay up late reading that book.
Awesome.
For what it's worth, Nicholas is going to take a lot of pictures of the long exposure on the way back. So, maybe if we get caught going there one night, we've got a cover story. He was just doing some late night photography.
Get
Awesome.
them timestamps. I have nothing. I have no alibi. I will just lie.
That's a good call. It was the black journal that had the ritual instructions, right? The brown one was more just like notes and stuff.
The brown one was the one that had the ritual one.
Oh, okay.
Black one was the Church of Starry Wisdom, Book of the Darned. Or
Right.
not the Darned, but
Book of the oh shucks.
Okay.
Awesome. So why don't you go ahead and make me a intelligence check, occultism, and if you've got the dreaming focus, you can add a +1. The expertise in dreaming, you can add +1.
Well, I have
Is it-
Dreamlands, so
Dreamlands, yeah.
here we go. That is a 14, but with no stun points.
Awesome. So, in the journal, you're able to decipher that this journal once belonged to. This once belonged to Frederick O'Malley.
Ooh, that is a name we know.
Cat.
As you're perusing the journal, you do confirm that there is a eldritch working inside of it, which will allow you to breach the threshold. I'm going to need you to make me an alienation test.
Ooh.
Because reading evil tomes can lead to alienation. So this is going to be this is going to be a phenomena
Do, 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 do.
test. So
Someone had to do that. Total of 15 on the roll with 4 stun points.
you have successfully read the book without unhinging yourself, but that does mean that where it has a little modifier column on roll 20, go ahead and add another 1 to it so that in future the target number will go up by 1 for you.
Got it.
So cool. So in his book, like I said, there's a arcane eldritch working for reaching the threshold, which will allow you to group travel to the dreamlands. And there's also references to something referred to as the Brood Queen.
Oh,
Rude Queen. Okay. And that's not something Tara has ever heard of in all her other reading before.
Ooh. But I will also give you this other bit of lore. He surmises that he has a theory that because of its unique nature and its location and various other factors, that for some reason the city of Kingsport lies closer to the Dreamlands than, say, Arkham or Dunwich or Innsmouth.
Okay.
And he seems to be at a loss as to why that is, but that is what it is.
Yeah, and then this obviously catches Tara's interest. She feels like she was meant to be here. Like in this city. So yeah, she will be up too late, maybe get some sleep, but she will be snoozing at her desk through history class.
That's going to upset Professor Stevens.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Tobias, throw your voice. Make Tara answer.
okay. Speak into a piece of paper and I'll throw it at her because she's sleeping.
I mean, that's one way to throw your voice, but not what I meant.
Tara, wake up.
I am paying attention.
Oh,
She looks down at the paper where she should be writing notes. It's just a bunch of stars.
A little bit of a doodle line that was gonna, like, she started to write something, just kind of zoned out. So cool. So yeah, you're able to go through the rest of class, the classes of the day in and out, because meet up at lunch and all that stuff. And yeah, you're heading on out. You're wrapping up the day unless there's something that you want to accomplish in one of your specific classes. So
Just trying to reserve the dark room to develop that one photograph before. I mean, anytime. It could be after class. It doesn't matter. But I'm trying to do it before tonight.
Have there been any other stories or rumors or anything going on regarding the disappearance? Like stuff outside of what we're investigating? Like,
no,
people say anything else?
a lot of people are really upset. No one is. There's been no other. I mean, it's kind of calmed down a little bit. The buzz has kind of come down. Kind of calmed down slightly, but people are still like, do you think she went away and maybe she got knocked up and blah 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 and just general, like, But for the most part, most of the students, like, don't that was last week's news. We're on the new thing.
Fair enough.
So with that, yeah, you're able to go to the dark room and you're able um, to develop your film. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing at all. It'll be great. Just wanted to see maybe there's a clue or a hint of something that happened in the past.
So, and you made the test for Prius early, right?
Yep. That's
Um,
been the fortune points to succeed.
cool. And you did not trigger the price
No, I got
feedback
that
for it.
price in spades.
Cool. So with that, you're developing the film. And as you do it, you're developing several of the photos that you took through the while in the room. And as you're doing it, one of the images, there's a double, looks like a double exposure on it.
Mhm.
Says it looks like for a minute, it looks like there's going to be a double exposure on it because it looks like for a minute that the photograph of on the bulletin board of the woman from the 1950s, it almost seems like she was standing there like, but then a double exposure. She's looking straight ahead at the photographer, but then also her head slightly to the side, looking directly at you.
That's terrifying. All right.
Um, and and she that second image of her seems a lot more sunken in and withered and cracking, like her flesh is cracking and stuff. Whereas photos, she's very much a woman in her 40s, 50s. Looked a bit stern, but didn't look didn't look like there was anything wrong with her. But this other one looks more like she's actually crackling and crumbling. And another photo that you got of the group, uh, it seemed that you caught your two classmates in the photo, but it also seemed like there was a third student in the room with you.
He wasn't there. Wasn't there at all.
And then as it finishes developing, that fades into the background. So maybe it was just a shadow or just a weird blur on the plate or something. But as the film as it's developing, it is because it develops away. It doesn't say, but for a minute it looks like there was another girl in the group with you.
I didn't get a look at the one. No, D saw the one in the classroom. And it didn't faintly resemble the one I saw in my dream, or did it? Or I don't have enough.
Hmm.
I don't know. Did I get enough of a look at the image to see if it resembled the girl I saw in my dreams, or is it just a faint image and I didn't really pick up many details?
This looked very much like a silhouette of like a shadow or silhouette of a girl wearing like a skirt and a blouse, and hair was kind of pulled up and done up.
Okay. Well, put that in the old memory bank and take my pictures. And yeah, once they're developed, takes everyone to go, all right, we're ready for tonight.
All right.
So those are the only photos that you're gonna develop.
I don't think I have any more currently slated. I'm purposely not developing the ones at night because I'm keeping those on a separate memory card. So if we happen to get caught, I can go, here, look, here's what I was doing, and maybe assuage the suspicion.
Cool. Awesome.
Hey, Jonesy.
Huh?
During the school day, can I spread a rumor
Maybe.
that her name was Bethany, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna start a rumor that Bethany actually got expelled because she had a star, the star-shaped tattoo that's related to the church. See if that stirs any people who might be incognito.
Awesome. So to do that, I'm going to ask you to do me make me a communications deception check.
Oh, baby. If I could find my character sheet. Deceive. Oh my god. How are my rolls this bad? That's even with my +2. Ugh. I guess I'll spend stunt points. I can spend 2 to make that uh another 3 to get 6 stunt points, right?
Um,
Oh, I mean the 1 to a 3.
yeah. So you can spend fortune to change the dice roll. It for the white colored dice. You could spend whatever the amount is you want to change it to. So if you make the 1 a 3, then it would be 3 points. If you want to make the 1 a 5, it'd be 5 points. If you're changing the blue color dice, because you're using that as your stunt die, that costs more to raise.
I almost want to reduce it for a triple snake eyes. Okay, I will increase the white dice by 3. I'll just pump it into a 6.
So you're raising the 1 die to a 3.
6. Oh, I guess that only gets me to 10, so it doesn't really work. I guess I'm just settling on this then. The
You're going
double
with the-
ones is very unlucky.
So going you're sticking with what you got.
Oh wait,
Oh,
I have intrigue. I can choose to re-roll this because it's a social thing, right?
totally, totally.
Please, by the love of God and the averages.
Yeah, dap into your talents and let you be sneaky.
Much better, much better.
So the first roll was a 1, a 1, and a 3 for a total with +2 for a total of 7. And then you got a 5, a 3, and a 6 for a total with +2 is 16.
Oh.
So
Reading the
yes.
talent explains the talent.
So, yay! No, it's awesome. No, that's awesome. So you're able to so you start a rumor. Unfortunately, you're not getting any stunt points. That's a shame, but yeah. Uh, so yeah, you start talking to some of the girls, and so you're hoping that the rumor takes root. You feel pretty confident the rumor is going to take root, but it will probably take a couple of days to spread. So I have to come back and see how that pans out for you.
Sounds right.
But cool. And so with that, you have become that person that starts rumors at school.
That's the fun thing. Nobody knows who that person is unless they're bad at spreading rumors.
Was there anything else that you wish to accomplish during the school day before you ended
No.
off into the night? Cool. So what is the plan? What is the current plan? Let's talk about meeting back up tonight. Are you guys meeting back up after school? Are you meeting back up after dinner? When are you guys planning on meeting back up? And what is the plan? What are you trying to accomplish when you meet back up?
So we'll meet up for dinner and hash out the plan for tonight.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You have a plan to have a plan.
Yep.
That's right. Good old bureaucracy. Let's go.
A dusty plan.
Let's have a meeting about a meeting that can be an email, and then we
Yeah.
take action.
I have the minutes from the last meeting of a meeting, so let me start with those.
Oh, don't traumatize me like that.
So we'll look to Tara. What'd you find out?
Okay, so this book, it has a process with which we can all enter the Dreamlands together. But maybe more importantly, it belonged to Frederick O'Malley, that teacher during the 20s. And he had some ideas, some theories, some things he wrote down in it. He thought that Kingsport is somehow closer to the Dreamlands than other locations on Earth, so maybe it'll be a bit easier to enter. But he also wrote about something called the Brood Queen, which I don't know what that is, but it sounded kind of ominous.
Sounds abjectly horrible. Yeah.
Sounds spider related, which is the worst thing we could hear right now.
Take
Yeah.
another peppermint.
The last thing I'd want to deal with in the Dreamlands is some sort of big spider. But the Dreamlands themselves, I mean, they're sort of this place that you can slip into and out of while you're dreaming. I actually got a lot of my ideas from there. But, I mean, a lot of that was kind of accidental for me. If O'Malley was writing about it and he's related to all this, maybe they were purposely going in there for a reason. Him and these other Gatewatch students.
I'm worried. What if Bethany got dragged into the dream world by something that can, come in and out as it pleases?
I mean, I think this ritual just puts our minds in there so that we're together.
So how do you wake up?
What if you don't wake up?
Well, how much of... Because Calvin has read parts of the book. I don't know if Tara knows the specifics.
What would you like to know that? What are you asking? What do you
I
want to
guess
check to see if she knows?
how to wake up from a dream where you are within the Dreamlands. And I guess what effect that would have.
It would
But mostly the
depend-
how to wake up part, yeah.
Yeah, it would depend on where you're at. Normally you have to cross some sort of threshold to get there and back again. So for that, you basically have to cross back into, but for lack of a better term, like the near dreaming, like the immediate dream that you normally would have. Because there are different realms within the Dreamlands. The Dreamlands is not just like a flat place. There's multiple sections of it you can travel to and from. So normally once you go in, you get back out by completing whatever quest you're on. And usually when you go in with intent to try to find or do something. And when you do, you accomplish that is when you wake up.
Okay. So she would communicate that, and then, like, to leave, you have to go back to a threshold.
Partially it depends a little bit on how you get in and how you get out. If you were to physically step in, then you have to physically step out. Because you're not really asleep per se. But from the actual dream, like if you actually go in like as a dream, in this case, when you dream walk into it, you'd be looking for either the completion of request, a specific item or thing that will let you travel back out. Now there might be ways to force yourself awake, which then will pull you out of it. How that would interact with the, this group sync that you're talking about doing is a little hazy for you.
Yeah, she would communicate all of that. Also mentioning, if we go in there, it should probably be for a reason.
Not just to poke around and have fun.
Well, I would like to do that, actually.
So whose dream and not mine are we going to go into?
I guess we could go into mine. I was just slinking around. It's probably the safest one to start off with.
There's no axe murder or giant spider, so that's a plus.
Nope, just a security guard, hopefully.
There's
Well,
a
that
giant
sounds easy enough.
Who's a giant spider explorer?
Oh no. 8 axes.
Yep, I'm going to take the long sleep. I'm just not going to recover from this. It's never again.
So
We could set ourselves on a timer, like with a bucket of water or something, and then I assume we have to wake Tara up since she's the one taking us in.
This is your circus, Tara. I have no idea.
Okay, so would Tara know, like, what could happen if you just get, like, shocked awake? Like, if you don't naturally wake up by completing your quest or finding a threshold or something like that, like, if you just get yoinked awake, would she know what possible issues may arise with doing so?
no,
Okay.
at least not yet. I will say that you can find that out without having to go through it, because some of that will be covered in some of those books that you found.
Hmm.
But you haven't had a chance to really dig through all the books yet.
Okay. And as far as her own expertise with it, I was kind of just picturing her, like, she doesn't fully understand what she's interacting with. She just knows that it's a thing that she may have seen in her dreams occasionally.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate for most of the people in most Lovecraft things, that they don't know what they're doing, which is why they get in so much trouble.
Perfect. So yeah, I guess then she would suggest maybe if we just set an alarm or something. I don't know if we want to splash water on ourselves because it's getting kind of chilly out, and we'll be out there at night.
So
Are
we're
we
planning-
doing it at the mausoleum? I mean, not the mausoleum. The amphitheater, or are we going to the storage room? It has the same kind of the symbols on the ground and will be secluded from everybody.
I think the admin room's probably our best bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems safer. So if we get in there, then
Cool. So the plan is to sneak back out after lights out.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. So you wait till you go back to your rooms. You finish dinner, finish your plans. You decide whatever kind of your equipment and stuff you might want to haul along with you. You make you go through and make a laundry list of everything. And then you sneak out of your rooms, and you make your way back together and start making your way across campus. You're going the long way around this time to make it towards the back of the building, so you can enter through the emergency entrance and exit, because you have the key that lets you override the alarm, so you can get in and out without sending the alarm off.
I assume the keypad gets logged every time somebody uses it, so.
So with that, as you're making your way across campus, I need perception checks for everyone. Seeing if you've got that focus.
Technically.
19.
10 total with 1 stun point.
10 as well, with 2 stun points.
10, 10, 19.
Damn. You can share with us and we'll make it.
So, as you're making your way across campus, sneak. Um, uh, Nicholas, you spot someone darting over towards you from between a couple of the other admin buildings, and rushing towards you, super fast. Um, there's enough moonlight and stuff out that you can kind of get a look at him. At this person, it seems to be a gentleman. He's got a baseball cap, flannel and stuff on, and as he gets closer, you see that he doesn't look quite right. And I want everyone to make the well, let me stop. It's like, Nicholas, you see this person charging towards you.
Mhm.
They obviously spotted you in the group. Are you going to inform the others?
Yes, actually, and say, guys, someone's coming, and turn the flash on my camera and take a picture as he's rushing towards me, hoping to disorient him and maybe ruin his night sight a little bit.
Cool. So with that, you turn, flash, the camera goes off. Now I need everyone to make me an alienation test.
Ooh.
There we go, light so we can see what's terrifying us.
Exactly.
What manner of
Entities?
It is going to be an entities alienation test.
Where do I roll that on the sheet?
Alienation. Oh, sorry.
There should be an alienation tab. Let you.
Oh, there we go.
Because you haven't had to roll one yet.
I have
Glad we're
not.
fixing that.
weirdly out of all of us.
Woof.
So Tara got a 12 total with 6 stun points.
You're perfectly fine. Please add +1 to where it says modifier to your alienation test.
For those entities.
Got a 15, but no stun points.
You're perfectly
I got 26 stun points.
You're perfectly fine.
I ain't scared of shit.
Stone cold Tobias.
Which is good.
Where do I put the modifier on? Terror?
No,
TM mod, far right.
Okay, just one.
Awesome. Yep, just one. So I don't have a really battle map. Fine, we can get you another screen so you can get a little.
Let's fight on the murder board.
No dancing on the murder board. No.
Murder board is sacred. We will not sully it with violence.
I already drew myself. I was getting ready to draw myself.
So you see, it appears to be a gentleman kind of lumping over towards, like I said, wearing flannel and a baseball cap and stuff. He's not this. Do not panic. He's not the scale. I'm just making the so you can see the art.
Oh no, I don't like that.
So he's got kind of sunken in eyes, oversized, kind of like bat-like ears, long, elongated fingers with big claws and stuff on them. It kind of has a sickly, kind of purplish, pinkish tint to his skin. His skin looks very parchmenty and dry and wrinkly. And with that, I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Initiative? That's not what this game's about. I want to go to the library. Initiative. Bam power.
Oh, I did not have my token
That is not
selected.
power.
I don't think it's that one's assigned to me.
Oh. Why did it not do this? Oh, sorry. I mean,
Pretty good.
Man, I'm not scared, but sure as hell ain't moving.
add you in real quick because I didn't set that thing right. So
I can select my token.
Oh yeah, pick my token. There we go.
Tara, you got a 10 for initiative.
Yep, 10 total.
Bias, what did you do? You did
Lucky
7?
number 7. With 3 stunt points. Oh.
Cool.
Can you use the step points on initiative or not?
No, initiative is kind of this a reaction. So
Gotcha.
So, Nicholas, you have this creature running straight towards you. What would you like to do? He seems to be ready to gut you.
Yep, seems terrible.
And you got a really good picture of it. So, congratulations.
I've documented my impending doom. I
The
feel
tabloids will believe us.
how far away is the emergency door that we're going towards?
It is probably 40 yards from you.
This is a terrible idea, but I'm here for it. Run right at the guy and just try and knock him over. You come back to tear and Tobias open, get to the door and get it open.
Okay, awesome.
Sure, I guess.
So that is going to
Fun.
be. Don't have an attack for that per se. Because you don't have any weapons, and you're not really like trying to attack them. You're trying to tackle them. So go ahead and make me a
So fighting roll and look for stunt points.
yes. Yeah, basically we're treating this as a stunt attack. So there's a thing in Age called a stunt attack that you can do, which is basically you're not trying to do damage, you're trying to do an effect, such as in this case, trip or grapple or something like that. So this will generate stunt points to allow you to do that. So
11 with 4 stunt points.
okay, so you actually got this would actually get you a total of 6 stunt points. So you will be able to knock him down with that for sure. So you knock prone as a stunt. This would be a combat stunt. So yeah, so you'll be able to use the knock prone stunt, and you'll also be able to do any other stunts that you may wish to do.
So looks like it's 2 for knock prone.
You have 4 more stunt points left.
Yep, going with more terrible actions. The smart thing would be to take a defensive action, but instead we're going to bar the way. So Nick's going to plant himself between his 2 friends and try and keep this thing from jumping on him.
Cool. And how many stunt points is by the way?
Oh, that's the other 4.
That's the other 4? Okay, cool.
But if anyone moving within 2 yards, a 2-yard radius of me, has to succeed at a Dex, Acrobatics, or Strength Might test equal to 11 as a minor action.
Make it
Um,
bad.
or they can move freely by hitting me first instead of someone else with an attack.
Cool. Awesome. So that was your go.
Yep.
The creature now gets to respond. He is going to.
And while the creature is responding real quick, we did just get a raid from DKMC RPGs, who's raiding with a party of 4.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hey, you're about to see me make a new character.
So,
It seems possible.
yeah. So the evil creature is snarling at you, and he says, and speaks with a strong New England accent. The brood mother shall have her revenge, and will lunge at you. So, what is your defense?
Only an 11.
I'm actually using old-fashioned dice. Of course, I dropped that die.
Genuine analog D6s.
Yep. Cool. So your defense cannot be one. Defense of 11. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, how did he miss you?
Because he's prone and they gave him a penalty, and I'm just being very hopeful and it's cinematic.
Um,
That's how it works in my head.
yeah, he gets up and attacks you, but yeah, he takes a swipe at you. His claws rip through your shirt, close enough to get you. You're close enough to get your shirt without getting close enough to actually make skin to skin contact, and does not shred you with his claws. What would our next up is Tara? What would you like to do, Tara?
Well, if Nicholas is going to stall this thing, Tara is going to make a scramble for the door. Is Tobias the one who has the key right now?
Yeah. And I'm a little slow on the uptake. Would you like a key?
Very much so. If you happen to be giving them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm wearing the key around my neck because I'm a little edgy. Give it to her. Snap it off.
Yeah, would it be possible for Tara to grab the key from Tobias and then head towards the door? I don't know if I'll be able to get it open at this point, but if I can get closer to it, that'd be...
Yeah. So as you run by, you kind of do their flag relay kind of thing where they hand you the key and you grab the key and you run. What is your speed?
My speed is 12.
Cool. So if you do, so if you run, you can double that. So that can get you 24 yards this round. So
Okay.
that means that's basically what you can do. The handoff I'm going to say that's a preview. So so you get pretty close to you beeline towards the door. So you get pretty close to it, but not quite there yet. You're about another 10 yards away.
Okay. So yeah, Tara's focus is just getting that door open so we have somewhere to hide.
Tobias, what would you like to do?
There's a lot going on. I'm gonna make my way towards the door with Tara. And
Cool.
then I would like to open up my phone and pull up a dog whistle video and just play it as loud as I can, see if it upsets the bat-like creature.
Cool. So you're able to run. You're able to make your move, which is how many yards you can run this round, and flip the video is going to be that's going to be an action. So cool. Nicholas, what would you like to do?
And not fight this thing and be somewhere safe. But lacking that, so there you both are running. I'm certainly not going to hold this thing off in a fight.
We're not running, it's a tactical shuffle.
Technical shuffle.
We're escaping.
Repositioning.
Well, since he lunged, let's try and give him a knee and go for another stunt attack. Maybe do something to slow him down before trying to get away and catch up to you two, or at least start following you. So, cha 12. Don't know if that will succeed or not.
Well, against my eldritch creature is enough to succeed. Yes.
So that should only give me 2 stunt points. But let's enjoy the intricacies of the system. Because why not? That's what we're here for, is to stretch the age and make it impressive. So let's spend 4 fortune to change that 3 to a 4. Which will give me 4 stunt points plus the 2 from the stunt attack. And just try and knock him out. So he would have to make a Constitution stamina test of 13. And if he fails, he's unconscious for 1d3 rounds. But they also get to make a test at the beginning of each of their round.
They can make a count. That's
Yep, Constitution stamina.
not have focus and stamina. Cool. So so you manage to sweep his leg and cause him to lose his footing. And as he falls to the ground, you hear a thwack as his head hits a stone on the ground. And he seems to be able to knock out.
Well, the important part is no one saw me do that. So, yeah, when he hits the ground, just start running after the other two to start catching up. We're not going to check on him. We're gonna make it inside somewhere safe.
Awesome.
And so he gets unchecked at the beginning of every round too.
Yep. So yeah. So that was you go, his go. He's knocked out. Tara and Tobias make it to the door. They're able to open the door and get out and in.
Oh, good. He's only unconscious for 2 rounds at most anyway.
And Nicholas, you're able to go before him, so you're able to get inside and yeah, able to lock the door and make your way into the little storage room.
But we came in through like the emergency exit, right? Can we like make sure the other door is locked?
Well, the main door is always locked. You have to have the key.
Oh, right, 'cause
Yeah.
the keypad. Yeah.
Keypad.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I was just worried.
Now, whether or not he knows the keypad, the key numbers. That's maybe,
Oh no,
maybe
they
he
can
does, maybe he
count.
doesn't.
Okay, so I think Tara is more just like trying to hide and like waiting to see if whoever this creature, is going to come after them. She might be a bit distracted for a few minutes.
Just breathing heavily, just to get in the room. Let's just get in the room.
Yeah, Tara will. She'll grab Nicholas's hand because she's very scared right now.
Yep. Come on, he'll give it a reassuring squeeze, even though his heart is still racing because he's not a fighter. But But yeah, take her down the hall and get to the gate watch room and just try and get in and lock ourselves in somewhere quote unquote safe.
Awesome. As you guys get into the stronghold, a little storage room, lock the doors behind you. Listening carefully, trying to listen carefully to see if you can hear any sound of movement, any creatures moving around outside or in the hallway, over your own, beating hearts and panic breathing. Go ahead and make me a quick perception seeing test.
14 and 3.
Just 10.
How'd you get each prize?
14.
Awesome. With a 10, you're able to, as you're looking around the room real quick, you're able to spot some makeshift weapons. Basically, you're able to spot a baseball, something like you can use as weapons, or a baseball bat. You're able to go through and find other, like a pipe and some other stuff. So if you guys want to arm yourself with makeshift weapons, you can. With the 3 stunt points, I will actually say that you also find a small caliber 38 revolver with 3 stunt points, and you also find there's more than a few knives in this room. Some of them look like they could be ceremonial knives, but they're still sharp and they're still pointy. So
Well, I won't say no to some knives.
you are able to arm yourselves if you choose to. Not saying you have to, but if you choose to. After several minutes, it's remains quiet and calm outside and in the hallway. So you don't hear anything near the windows of the room. You don't hear anything in the hallway.
Try and take on a brave face and to the afternoon. All right, we're okay. Are you two all right?
Yeah.
No.
It's okay. Shouldn't be able to get in here. Shouldn't be able to hurt us. Just take a little bit and take a breather. Maybe it was just, it's Friday night. Maybe it's just some drunkard who wandered onto campus.
But he said the brood mother will have revenge.
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't hear that.
Revenge for what? Aren't they already winning?
Take out my camera and go back to the photo I snapped before he tried to lunge and see if I can get a better look at this thing.
You're totally able to get a better look at this thing. And yeah. Let's see if we can pop a picture in the roll 20 real quick. Just so you can have a little bit better picture of the specific version of it.
No, that's oof. That's definitely not a person, Nick.
Yeah. What's important is we're okay. That's if it's came after us, then apparently we're on the right track. We'll just have to be more careful.
Tara, you're not too shaken up to take us into the dream world where we don't know what's gonna happen, right?
No, if the room is secure, then I guess we're okay. You guys made sure that door is locked, right?
Yeah, door's locked. Tobias, come here. And we'll take one of the heavier bits of furniture and drag it in front of the door to just make it harder for something to get in.
Just barricade a little bit.
Yep.
And Tara will start doing some prep while they are on that.
Awesome. We will start prepping for the Eldritch working.
How long do we want to go in there for? I don't know what to expect here. This is your realm of expertise.
Pretty sure time works differently there, so. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think Tara would know like specifics, so she would just say, I don't know exactly the conversion there, but we could try for an hour or two.
Take out the timer we use for developing some of the film. My assumption is probably we left at 11:30, took some time to get over here. We'll take some time to get settled. So I'll assume 1 o'clock when we're going to try and enact this ritual. So set the alarm for 6, so in 5 hours. So if at 6 a.m. we've not come out by then, we have an alarm just in case. Don't know if it'll even wake us up, but safety nets.
And Tara has no reason to think that's a bad idea.
Cool.
Not fond of you all at all, Gremlin Trucker.
That is a better representation of that the guy that we've encountered.
Oh yeah. Oh, now he's actually scarier with the trucker hat.
Isn't he?
Look at the picture.
Look at the picture.
Wait for Tara to be distracted and show Tobias. And then we'll just let that go away. We need Tara thinking clearly.
Yeah. You don't need this trucker man chasing lot lizards out here. Get rid of that.
Awesome. And so Tara is able to you set up a couple of chairs, you get some stuff set up, you get the metronome set up, you get the lights set up. So it will actually tick back and forth, and so as it strobes back and forth, it'll actually a little flash reflect off the metal of the metrodome. As you prepare for the ritual, take you into 2 minutes. Given the time check, I'm actually going to say we're going to call it a little early tonight. This is going to take a little bit. I don't necessarily want to run it long. So, yeah, as we start next episode, we'll start with you harping into the beginning of the Eldritch working to slip into the dreamlands and see if you can find out what's going on there. This other side. And with that, I think this is a good place to pause for our story for the night.
You know who's probably sleeping right now that we could run into? We could probably run into D.
We all think about D.
Guess who's asleep on the bus right now? So awesome. So with that, I think we're going to do our little outros and then we'll wrap up for the night. So with that, I would like to thank everyone who tuned in tonight and thank you for the raid tonight. That was super awesome. With that, I will get over to everyone, Calvin, if there's any outros you want to do.
Any stuff from me? Well, I'm very excited to hop into the Dreamlands because I've been doing some reading about it, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm just trying to balance what the character would know versus what I have read, which is always fun. As far as other stuff on this channel goes, there's a one-shot tomorrow. Zombie High is tomorrow. As we head into our one-shot season. So definitely keep coming back on Wednesdays to check all that fun stuff out. If you are on YouTube, please check out the One with Dice channel. We have weekly gaming streams and tabletop RPG podcasts. Yeah, we had a pretty fun episode recently where we had a guest on who helped me figure out my Origins one shot. So that was a fun one. But I think that's about it for me, so I'm gonna pass it to Deuce.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. However you do, those watching live, always love having you here. Those watching after the fact, leave us a comment. Tell us what we did well, what we did poorly, what you do instead. As always, I'll say I'm absolutely enjoying playing a much different kind of character. I knocked out a trucker gremlin. That's a feeling. That is not how I expected that to go, but glad you're here for it. And if you feel that little bit of rumbling, that trait, that quimmer, that little thing in your stomach, that flutter that makes you feel excitement, that's the Rumble Bundle coming back this Thursday. So if you want to see people playing BG3 in a way you probably shouldn't, feel free to stop us and watch on that too, or come back next week for the next part in this horrifying tale as poor Nick tries to pretend like he's not as scared as he actually is. But he's got friends. That's what we're here for. And the next time that trucker gremlin meets D, it's a whole different story. So yeah, hope to see you there for it. And tag to our other co-conspirator, Brian.
Oh, hey guys. I'm not on anything but this, but I'm glad you guys came in to watch. Check out Wooden with Dice just to make sure you go see Calvin's channel. And I'll pass it back to Jonesy.
So, yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight. At any point you have questions about the rules, mechanics, anything like that, feel free to drop a comment. And if you're watching us on YouTube or in the chat, if you're live with us, definitely happy to answer those. Cthulu Awakens is currently on sale. If you like the game and you want to check it out yourself, it's 20% off for the end of the month over on greenwomen.com. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us tonight and hope that everyone returns next week as we begin the second half of our storyline. So with that, thank you for tuning in. Bye.
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 Ah!